Hello everyone, my name is Unreal Khan and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4, the Fire Rises mod as the Federal Republic of Germany. Disclaimer, I do not support any radical ideologies depicted in this video, any evil people depicted in this mod, any evil regimes. I do not support any violent criminal organizations, totalitarian regimes, or the support of war crimes or anything like that. This video is purely for entertainment purposes only. I am playing a video game. That is all that is happening. Also, be on the look. Want to let you guys know there are some hate symbols depicted throughout this video. If it is too sensitive for you, please look away. Otherwise, unfortunately, I cannot edit them out. So, one of them includes the swastika, which I'm going to show in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So yeah, that's my disclaimer. Again, this is purely for entertainment. This is for entertainment purposes and should be treated as such. Okay. I'm going to turn that down a little bit because the music is a little bit loud. Okay, so in the last episode, Central America has unified under Nayib Bukele. We did it with our volunteer forces because we wanted to contain possible communist growth from Cuba, which is in turn by the Soviet Union, the newly restored Soviet Union. Iran took over Iraq. What else is going on? Burmese Civil War is still going on. We made some significant progress in taking care of the mess in Mexico. We have yet to get involved in Colombia. I hope to get involved in it soon, but it's possible we might not. Also, I want to let you guys know something. So basically, I took a look at the Russian focus tree. It appears as though, regardless of what paths they take, they only have about 9 focuses left before they move towards launching the first European war. They are all done with their economy focus tree. They're currently on a red east, which they're going to talk to like China and other communist countries. They just got started into their military focus tree. And they have 2 more focuses here before they move into Ukraine. Also, I looked into the focus tree, and apparently, from the looks of it, I could be wrong, but it appears as though the Soviet Union has chosen a more hardliner path, a more authoritarian path. Now, what this means in the Fire Rises is that whenever Russia goes a more authoritarian path, regardless if it's the Liberal Democratic Party, or the Nationalists, or the Soviet Party, or United Russia, And if they lose, then that means they will restore democracy under Navalny. Now, if they were more reformist, then they will go Duginist and establish Eurasia. Regardless, the fact we have 9 focuses left makes things considerably difficult, which is why I've decided to launch more naval exercises here. I just started giving pilot exercises to my planes, and speaking of planes, I've created a new one which has yet to there we go. This new plane, which has a lot of bombs, air-to-ground missiles, and such, I want to try and build a good air force to crush the Soviets. But it might not work. We shall see how it goes. I need to get another Army experience guy here. I need to get another military high command person. America appears to be winning under the National Front. I mean, the APLA might have the volunteers and such, but like, I mean, look, they have the Patriot Front, National Socialist Movement, the Republic of Texas, and a revived Confederacy. Strength in numbers. So, APLA, I think, is going to get crushed. But God is more than welcome to prove me wrong, as well as the AI of this game. We shall see. I have chosen Guide the Army and Army Education to help boost our experience and other such. I'm probably going to hold off on the European Union focuses until then, but yeah. I'm kind of nervous about how this is going to go, if I'm going to be honest. I know pretty well I've probably screwed up somehow, and I'm going to lose, but it's better to be at least more prepared than nothing. Okay, now let's focus our efforts into Mexico. Also, while we're at it, because Russia only has 9, or I guess now 8 focuses left, yeah. Because they only have 8 focuses left, and each focus tree is like 35 to 70 days long. Well, the majority of them are 35 days, but what I'm trying to say is that there is a genuine possibility that the earliest the first European war can take off is September, if not October. And the latest could be like November, December. So it's definitely going to happen in the autumn or the fall of 2026. It's definitely going to happen. Either this year, but I would be surprised if it happens like January next year. Still, I'm just kind of nervous. But on the bright side, we are liberating the, we're liberating Mexico from cartel tyranny. See how we're doing. Okay, move here. Russian buildup on Polish border. Nothing good will come of this. Recently, we have obtained extremely disturbing reports of... Wait. Okay. Russian buildup on the Polish border in what used to be Belarus. We should have seen the sign that this day would come. From taking of the Caucasus to the annexation of Belarus, the signs were all there. But now it seems as if it's too late. The Russian bear knocks on our door and is ready to knock down the door for Ukraine. The Eastern menace looks around, preparing to reopen the scars left by the Second World War, seeking to once again drench the European continent in blood. But hope is not lost. As we prepare, so do we. We are ready to face the full ferocity of the Russian onslaught and will fight to the last man if needed. While we don't know what will happen next, we certainly know that we will not allow ourselves to be brought down by the barbarians of the East. Nothing good will come of this. In a move that has really raised alarm bells across the international community, the Russian Soviet Federative Socialist Republic has officially recognized the self-proclaimed republics of Donbass and Transnistria. This recognition has sparked widespread speculation and concerns that Russia may be planning an invasion of Ukraine to solidify its control and potentially restore the former Soviet Union. Troubling. Oh, what? Wait. Hold on. No. They are not doing it right now, are they? No! Cannot be cancelled manually. No! Oh god, so what's gonna happen now? 70 days. Okay, let's try and wrap up as much as we can here. Okay, first, take out Kaliningrad. Oh no, 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 no. Academic development, okay. Okay, they have 48 days.
Hier 1-4 sind am Sammelpunkt Alpha. Bleiben auf Empfang. Erbitte Status. Over.
Okay, it should be happening. Okay, here we go. Russia invades Ukraine. Amidst a cacophony of escalating tensions and demands by Moscow and their neighbor Ukraine, all negotiations have fell through as the Russian army has crossed the Russo-Ukrainian border en masse, sparking the Russo-Ukrainian war. Almost immediately, Russia has been met with a barrage of sanctions, though this does not quench the momentum of the Russians as they began advancing through the vast fields of Ukraine. Racing to the Dnieper River before NATO forces, whom had promised to support Ukraine, from reinforcing the Ukrainian army in time. Meanwhile, reports have begun flooding in of Russia's intentions to also invade the Baltic states and Poland soon after the battle over Ukraine. As such, NATO has been placed on the highest form of alertness last seen during the Cuban Missile Crisis. With American troops nowhere in sight due to the ongoing civil conflict in their homeland, the responsibility of holding back the Russian horde has largely befallen on the European Union, which has become the de facto head of the alliance. Wherever NATO will hold, however, is yet to be determined. Intolerable. Okay, so we have only a limited amount of time before we're dragged in. So let us send you here immediately. You're going here.
16414 sind am Sammelpunkt Alpha. Bleiben auf Empfang.
While that's happening, just clean up this one last victory, and then we'll bring our forces back here immediately. Let's make a save file. Germany, Rus invasion. Take care of this guy. Okay. Okay. We will immediately recall our troops.
Vorwärts, NATO. Ziel markieren.
One last training. I probably should have done that sooner. Shoot. Let's trade from Canada.
Hat jemand ein Taxi bestellt? Vorwärts, NATO. Ziel markieren. Vorwärts, NATO. Ziel markieren.
Okay, it's coming close. It appears we'll be dragged into it any second now. And here we go. Skirmishes the Polish-Belarusian border. Reports of gunfire and minor skirmishes trickled from the border in the early hours of the morning. Frantic radio calls for the reinforcements were made until these skirmishes were full-fledged battles. There is little time to investigate who fired the first shots, as Russian forces have begun crossing over into our territory in an unorganized counterattack to catch our forces while discombobulated. Representatives from NATO met as soon as reports of combat were made and voted to invoke Article 5. Mobilize our forces. Oh god, look at that. Minus 15% division attack, plus 10% experienced soldier losses, minus 3.5% reinforce rate, and minus 10% air attack. War breaks out in Europe. A shocking announcement has come from NATO officials in Brussels as for the second time in history, with the first being 9/11, Article 5 of the NATO Charter has been invoked. In the last few days, armed skirmishes have occurred between Polish and Russian border troops on the former Polish-Belarusian border. Nobody is certain who shot first, but last morning's skirmish was the first to erupt into almost a full-blown battle. Diplomats on both sides have called for negotiation and hope that the crisis would fizzle out upon an agreement being reached. However, no such negotiations are to occur, as NATO officials have instead, with a strong majority, invoked Article 5. One NATO official from the United Kingdom claimed with chilling language that there is no room for negotiation when a direct armed attack has been conducted on a NATO member. Almost every nation in the eastern flank of NATO has invoked a national state of emergency and immediate mobilization of their respective armed forces. The Russian Foreign Ministry released a short but ominous statement claiming that Russia will mobilize and execute the use of whatever military assets available to defend its sovereignty. Across the internet, videos show massive military formations racing to Eastern Europe, likely for the hostilities that are estimated to break out in the next few hours. For the first time since 1945, a major conventional war between multiple large nations is about to unfold on the continent. Europeans and analysts across the continent have been left speechless as many fear the untold amount of death and destruction that will soon follow. Blood drenches Europe's soil once again.
Возьмет-ка, били и будем бить.
First time I heard that in a while, or first time I've ever heard it at all. It's always started with like Schwarzflammen or some Beethoven music. But now, here we go. Baptism by fire. The last time Germany was in a conventional war was the Second World War, more than 80 years ago. Since then, a more pacifist attitude has gripped the nation, and the world believed that Germany was done with war, that the German armed forces would never again fight great battles on foreign soil. How wrong they all were. In the Baltics, the Russians are trying to make their advance, and that's where we will show them. Together with our Baltic allies, the Russians will learn how big of a mistake it is to underestimate us. Activates mission, hold the Baltics.
1-6-4-1-4 sind am Sammelpunkt Alpha. Bleiben auf Empfang. Erbitte Status. Over.
Let's move in. Volunteers enlist. May they serve us well. Fierce urban conflict, urban combat engulfs Kaliningrad and tightening siege. My mouth is starting to dry up, but I'll try and speak this. Isolated Kaliningrad enclave now lies as one of the war's bloodiest and most desperate battles. Encircled and cut off from the Russian mainland, the enclave has become the focus of intense urban fighting, with analysts warning that its fall is only a matter of time. The war escalates. Okay. First thing, where do we go? Let's go after Transnistria. Then we're gonna go into Minsk. Let's hold here. General Major Ross Smith replaces Federal Chancellor. Bundestag has attempted to remain functional throughout this period of geopolitical chaos. They have been successful up until the war in Ukraine. The delicate balance we have been holding has been thrown aside. Thus, General Richard Ross Smith has been offered to take up temporary position as Federal Chancellor. May he solve our issues. Okay.
Eto vidiš, spalimo selo. Koljemo sve.
Sebastian.
Frigate, let's go on a general offensive. We won't be on it for long. Poverty development increases. Operation Eisenhower. Modern warfare, those who do not take the initiative will be swiftly destroyed by those who beat them to it. And it's about time we show the Russians that we do not wait. Operation Eisenhammer is our decisive strike against the massing Russians, and it's all very straightforward. Across the front in Belarus and Ukraine, a swift offensive will be executed with the support of accurate, heavy self-propelled and rocket artillery batteries. Under attack from heavy bombardment and/or coordinated infantry and mechanized forces, the Russians will be unable to keep their ground. No matter how many men they will try to throw at us. With this, we shall quickly push them back into the cold wastes of their country. Oh hell no, you are going into the service. Deliver excess equipment to Ukraine. Novorossiysk landing failure. We must learn from this defeat. Chinese invasion of Myanmar. Okay. Not really important right now. Zorn, see you in Valhalla. Alright, I'm gonna stop here. Thank you all for watching this episode. Please give it a like, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.